So this video is going to take a little bit of narrative. Actually, I kicked the can there. I didn't want to sit there and talk in between all the dyno pulls and such. So let's go ahead and get through this video.
What do you think it should make for power?
I made 505 before. Throw trailing magic in there, maybe 575.
I didn't do very much magic on it, and I think their previous dyno was skewed. I think Con was light.
Is that dyno here?
Either or this one reads long. I mean,
Right, it could be this dyno, but he doesn't know this dyno yet.
Dyno yet?
So that was just a little bit of dyno talk. We were trying to figure out why he already did the pull on this car, and we were trying to figure out why the numbers were so much lower than the numbers he had before, even though all I changed was things that should give it more power. And we're really sketchy about this dyno, basically. This car was one that he knew he could do a pull on, but his dyno it's new, and it's been giving him a lot of trouble, giving this guy a lot of trouble. He's not happy with the dyno at all. It can't handle even close to the power he wants it to handle. In fact, the next car we're going to throw on here after this one makes more power than the dyno appears to be able to handle, even though it only makes half the power the dyno's claimed to be able to handle, pretty much. So it's a pretty sketchy dyno, and we're real sketchy on the numbers, and I'll show you what the numbers are in a minute. So I'll give you the dyno graph, a better picture of it here. Now this is a second pull. We were just verifying things because it read even lower than the original dyno that he had found it to be. So it's kind of going all over the place. This dyno doesn't make much sense to it. You'll notice on that pull, it was getting like 80% of load. So the bottom left of the screen, there's a little dial on there, and there's a green, yellow, and red. It gets around 80% of the dyno's max capacity. This car, you saw the dyno sheet, it's not making a horrible amount of power. This thing is supposed to be able to handle like 1500 horsepower or 1300 horsepower, something like that, and we're only tickling, we're not even making the 500 that is claimed, and it's already 80% load of the dyno, so the dyno's almost maxed out already on just this car, and this car does not make much power. Now this one here, this is the monster that's pulling up. As far as for this day goes, it's the powerhouse of the day. We're only doing 2 cars today, but this is the powerhouse of the day. So that one that just pulled up, that's the powerhouse of the day. We're only doing 2 cars today, and both of which I built. Just setting up the dyno now, and we'll dyno it in just a second here. Yeah, it just blew right through that thing. That dyno said, "Fuck you." On the first run, you'll notice that a little debris flies out. So pay attention to the bottom left corner on all the runs from this car. I don't know who kept moving the box back, but somebody kept moving parts that were flying around back, and they just kept returning every time you did a pull. Didn't want straight max.
270. Grab 6.
No. Now that was a clear joke of how the dyno was reacting. Basically, we did a 4th gear pull on our first pull, and it just instantly blew right through the dyno's maximum load capability as far as how much it can slow down the motor. He didn't even get to do a full pull because that 4th gear just blew through it so quick he just let up. I mean, it just whoop, and he just let up. So this dyno is not holding up at all. This motor originally would have made on the other dyno that he was going on about 900 is what we figured to the tire, and that was on a dynojet that he's been doing it on. It made 840 to 860 the first time. Then he changed the pulley, so we figure it's probably around 910, give or take. I mean, it should be roughly in that area, and it just completely blew through that dyno like nothing, like the dyno wasn't even there almost. So we do another attempt of this, and then we decide to go to 5th gear.
But it's still no number.
It has numbers, but at least they had a load to it that time.
No, I really can't do it.
I know, it took a while. I hear you.
6,000 horsepower?
So that was definitely the 5th gear pull, and we did 5th gear, and it still just blew right through it like nothing. I mean, it was just like, no big deal, whoopee-doo, what's 5th to me? And it just blew through it. So we joked about doing a 6th gear pull. Instead, we decided to try something. And what it does is, you hit a button, and then you are supposed to put it down, which is the problem. He would put it down, and the load couldn't hold it, so it would just blow right through it. So we decided this time, instead of even putting it down slow like he did the second time, he's going to just hold the RPM by throttle and max load. So he hits the button, holds the throttle just enough to keep it from ramping up, getting into the power band, and then as soon as that 5-second light is done, it's done doing its load build, then he pins it and lets it go through. And so this way we were actually able to get a number on the 3rd run. So that time it finally gave us a number. So we got a kind of number. It was like throwing some weird 700 number out there. So the next pull we did it in 6th gear. We said the hell with it. We're just going to do a 6th gear pull. What choice do we really have, you know? We can't get the thing to hold in 4th for sure. There's no way. And 5th was still just, there's no way we were going to get a consistent number. All we were trying to do is get a consistent number, just enough so that we could play with tuning the car. It's at a baseline right now of somebody else's tune, and we're not sure it's optimized, and it turns out we weren't. But it was at 15 or 16 degrees, and the customer had put it at 17. He said it felt a lot stronger, but we didn't want to push it any further without it actually on a dyno, just because, you know, you hate to wreck something with something that powerful. So, and it doesn't take much. So you want to make sure you have a dyno to be able to tell the difference for you rather than by the seat of your pants when it comes to that much power. So that's what we're doing now. We're just trying to get a baseline, and on the next pull we finally get our baseline. Now if you noticed, we're all scattered. We left. This is because this is in a 6th gear pull, and we were like, do we trust the dyno? Yes, no, maybe, we don't know, because we're spinning this thing really fast, and it's not supposed to be spun so fast, but we had no choice. It just wasn't working. It was a little skeptical, so we all backed off a little bit, just in case. The next time I did a different view. I did that last pull. I did the same pull but from a different view here, and that's just to kind of show what the setup is looking like and how it's going. You can see we made a fairly decent number that ended up being 791, and so that's our official baseline. We finally got a good baseline to go off of because it gave us about that number twice. I think it was 789 and then 791. So now we know we have a baseline, and now is when we start adjusting. Unfortunately, at this point, I had to leave and I could not stay much longer, so I didn't get to see the finishing ordeal, but they did record some for me. They got around to getting some tuning done, and we got one more video that we had a nice little fireball on. It was kind of cool, but I wasn't there to see it, unfortunately. I wish I was. And he ended up picking up almost about 100 horsepower just by playing with timing. So the previous timing was at about 16, okay? And they had it, I think, at 15, I believe. I'm not positive, for the dyno, for the getting the baseline. I'd have to ask them, but we ended up at timing around 20 degrees, and at 22 it lost power, so we know that going any higher is actually getting close to detonation point, and lower is obviously wasting efficiency. You're thermodynamically less efficient. You're blowing it out the tailpipe rather, and so at 20 degrees is where it really likes it, and this thing just screamed. It became a whole new car because I gained almost 100 horsepower just by playing with the timing and getting it set correctly. So the previous tuner really had not played with the timing enough to get it optimized, not even close to optimized. And the customer is much, much happier with the car now. In fact, we're hoping to get another dyno video here in a little bit at the dyno that he originally dynoed at with the previous tuner to see what he ended up picking up off of this car for horsepower. Alright, the last two dynos we did was on a dynojet dyno. We did these dynos in order to try and verify things. However, we had a couple of issues, well, 8 issues, not a couple of issues. First off, the boost. So the boost was down 2 psi according to the dyno. However, it was down just a little over 1 psi according to the data log. And after we got back from the dyno, we found out why. The air filter. So the air filter, unlike a Canon air filter for instance, it has a velocity kind of build. It's a rounded radius edge on the rubber part of the filter, and the part that goes into the filter was past that radius. So it wasn't grafting the air correctly, which literally dropped the boost that much. So the number came down lower than we expected. But we think it would have been a pretty decent number had we not had the loss in boost. And hopefully you like these episodes. And this was a little bit long, I know. That was the only way I could get all the explanation out of the whole weird scenario with this whole dyno situation. Normally a dyno video I would never make this long. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on another video here.